need a better intro than that.
Yeah. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the 101 podcast.
What's good, guys? My name is Regan.
My name's Tyson.
And this is our first ever podcast.
Facts.
And today we're going to be talking about a little bit about how we started in our journey of entrepreneurship and careers. And Tyson, so how did you get into... What did you find first, DJing or trading?
Trading. So just to give you guys a little bit of a background, my name's Tyson, and so I do both day trading and long-term trading as well as I DJ on the side. So coming out of high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I just knew that I love learning, but I didn't want to go the school route. So I kind of, I was working at Foot Locker at the time. I became an assistant manager there, and I got tired quick of the workforce.
Dude, how long did you work there for?
So I started in grade 11.
Okay.
Or no. Yeah, grade 11 summer, and then over all throughout high school, that was a job that I had.
Yeah.
Then after high school, so 2 years down the line was when I decided to go full time with it.
Yeah.
And then once I became full time, I became an assistant manager, and then from there, so about 2.5 years. So once I became an assistant manager, that's when I realized, I need to find something else. I can't just do the same thing every single day. Just getting so tired of it. So then I actually I got hit up by one of my buddies about an opportunity about just learning how to trade and how to make money off your phone, how to make money off your laptop. And I was like, it was just
ads.
literally, bro. And it was so weird because I was just literally kept thinking, what am I gonna do? And it just came out of nowhere. And I'm like, okay. So I hopped on this interview, this webinar, and they were talking about learning how to trade Forex, learning how to basically make money from wherever you are, whenever you want. And I was like, I just got to tap in.
I got to get into this.
Yeah. So I joined their company there. And I was doing that for about a year, just really learning and getting into just really understanding the skill set from there. And then after about I want to say 3-4 months down the line, that's when I was like, I started making some serious money trading, at least enough money that I wanted to make more than I was making at Foot Locker.
Yeah. And
then I quit Foot Locker. I just went full time with it. And then from there, it's just been learning, trading, and then also just DJing. I always had a love for music, so some of my buddies they were DJing before. They kind of showed me the ropes. Just went on YouTube, learned from there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, bro. What about you? Your journey?
So I guess I'm a barber. I don't like identifying as a barber because I feel like it instantly kind of puts a label on you and kind of that's all he is,
Yeah.
But I think barbering is just definitely a part of who I am. I found it at an early age too. I remember I think it was grade 11 as well. When I moved to, actually it was a little bit in grade 10, kind of fucked around with clippers, but I'd say grade 11 was when I moved to Kelvin.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's when fades were a big deal. I remember because I came from private school.
Yeah.
So I remember it didn't really hairdo wasn't a big deal, everyone would wear uniform, we were all the same,
Yeah.
So I would just rock my auntie's haircuts to school and shit. And, fuck. I remember even one day my homie, I still cut my homie today, but it was before a dance or some shit, some school dance.
Okay.
And I remember my homie always had fresh fades because he used to always go to the salon or whatever. And I was like, yo, you know how to fade hair? He's like, yeah, I know how to fade hair, right? Mm-hmm. I was like, yo, you always got fresh fades. I kind of believe you,
Yeah.
you know what? You can fade, bro? He's like, yeah, bro, trust. I know the clippers, right? And then I remember, he came over that day, and I got a haircut, and my cousin walks in the room, and my homie looks back, and he, butchers my head, right?
Just wrecked you.
Just wrecks it, bro. And I remember, we just had to go all the way up. And I just had this palm tree, on my head, bro. Just bald all the way up, bro. Just this palm tree. And then, I rocked that shit to the dance, bro. I was like, yo, I fucking feel so goofy right now.
At the school dance
yo,
and
I
shit.
was just whack as fuck. And then I remember I was like, yo, fuck it. I'm gonna learn myself, And I remember I just started watching videos and shit.
That's dope.
Cutting my broski. And then,
Did you have any mentors or anyone that you obviously that guy he's just still learning, but is there anyone that you really looked up to, or is it just straight YouTube?
I'd say I looked up to a lot of people too. Like, that's what I'm grateful for too in the game is that like people, before you, shout outs to all the OGs. Always respect your elders and your OGs, because like they kick down the doors and they pave the way for you guys to come and push it farther, right? So, yeah, shout out
100%.
to yeah, I looked up to Chink coming up, Scott obviously,
Yeah.
who else? Casey was dope. And
Some of the godfathers of
yeah,
the city, bro. Literally.
some OGs in our city. So definitely like thank you guys for opening the doors for a lot of us to come through and express our creativity through this craft. So yeah, that's dope. But yeah, as far as like when I was getting started, like bro, just bare minimum. Like I remember like just doing shit for fun. Like it was just fun. Like buying little new combs and like little spray bottles and shit. I remember like I was using a garbage bag for so long. I got a cape for the first time. I was
Yeah.
like, yo, this is lit, you know. So like just enjoying the whole process of things, I think
Definitely.
is extremely important. And trying a lot of things is super important too because you can't really figure out something you like
Until you like go through it. Yeah, that's the biggest thing that I tell people, especially like youngins that ask me like, "Yo, how do I get into entrepreneurship? How do I get started and stuff?" And I'm like, honestly, just find something that you like doing and just try.
yeah, just
Honestly,
do the best. Just
honestly,
do
at the end of the
best you
day,
can.
like, even if all else fails, at least you will still be at like if everything. Say for example, you want to become a barber, you practice barbering for the next 6 months, and at the end of it, you feel like you don't really want to do it anymore. At least you could say that you tried, and you're going back to the same place you were before. If not, you at least have some skills and stuff like that. So like you're still growing, and you're still at the same place that you were before. So why not try? Especially when we're young.
Hundred
Like
percent, 100%. I think the way I see, like finding your passion in life is like, it's like going into the ice cream store for the first time, and it's like, man, there's like all these flavors, bro. It's like 100 different flavors. It's like, man, like you really have to try it. Like they give you a little spoon, a little bit of everything, and you know they let you try everything, and it's like, man, you really don't know what you like until like you really try it. Right? So
No.
it's like, yeah, you really gotta go out there and just live, bro. Like we're like I think the meaning of life is we're here to experience like human experience and like emotions, love, like things like that, right? So like man, you gotta go out there and live your life.
No, literally, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like at the end of the day, as long as you're trying to pursue your passions or doing something that you love, like
Yeah.
that's what you're there. That's what you're here for, right? And
100%.
like the one thing that I always like value, especially like trying to teach other people what you know. Like that's the biggest thing for me is like when I'm all said and done, I don't want to be known for like what I did, but what I was able to provide for
The
other
impact
people
that
as
you
well.
had.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, bro. So like even if you have a skill set or if you're like developing something and somebody's asking you, like always be that helping hand. Like
Yeah.
always put the people before the profits because at the end of the day, it'll come back
Pay
tenfold.
back tenfold. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
they always say you got to give to receive. So like, the more you give, ironically, the more you receive.
No,
Right?
facts.
But that doesn't go to say that you should give because you'll be receiving. But
Yep.
yeah, you gotta just give to give, and then you get back. Shout out Joey Badass.
Facts. But yo, have you like growing up? Were you always like just hustling? Like, were you always trying to find a way, or like, what kind of like things did you do before getting into barbering, or barbering was just like the first hustle, and you're like, yo, I love this.
Um, See, that's the question I always ask myself too. But I think I answer that is I think I'm an entrepreneur before I'm a barber.
Yeah.
Yeah, so long before I ever found hair, like I was always trying to find a way to make ends meet, get the funds, right?
Feel that.
Yeah, and the reason being is because like a lot of the times like I didn't feel I don't know, like I didn't feel good asking people for things. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to get it myself kind of thing. And I felt bad whenever I did get things from people that like I didn't earn, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like I don't know, I was just one of them types that just had to go out and get it. So I remember like yeah, looking back, like barbering definitely wasn't my first hustle, bro.
Endeavor?
My
No.
first hustle was dog walking, bro.
Dog walking?
Yeah,
Shut up.
Yeah.
That's dope. No.
I remember like I was just a little kid, bro, like probably grade 2. I swear, bro, I had a little Shih Tzu. Her name was Mimi.
Yeah.
And I would walk
Shout out
Mimi.
Mimi.
Yeah, shout out Mimi, bro. I would walk Mimi around the neighborhood and just go door to door, bro. Like anybody I saw that had a dog at the door, I would just ring the doorbell and be like, "Yo, can I walk your dog? I'll pick up the shit." Like everything's just $5, you
Nah,
know.
that's dope.
And I just did that. I remember I made like $40 one day. I was like lit, you know. I was like walking like 8 dogs and shit. It was just like
That's dope. No, I definitely feel you when you said like you're an entrepreneur before you're a barber. I feel the same way when it comes
Yeah.
to like me as a trader and as a DJ. Like growing up, I would do everything it could, not just to make money, but just to feel like I was like providing for myself, like
Yeah,
you said. So
yeah.
like I remember like going to school and I'd have like you remember the Dunkaroos?
yeah,
Bro, I remember I used to like hustle kids. Like I'd be like, "Yo, 25 cents, and I'll give you my Dunkaroos," right?
Yeah.
Like, I'd just make money that way. And then I remember like DJing, for example. The reason why I got into DJing is because like obviously I love music. I love playing music, and
Yeah.
every time like I was at the party, they asked me to play aux and stuff.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even like that. It was just a lot of my homies growing up. They wanted to party.
Yeah.
And like I liked going out. I liked partying, but it was never like the main thing for me. So I was
Yeah.
like, "Yo, how can I still be a part of this like social circle, still go out, but get paid to do it?"
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just learn how to DJ and
Yeah.
now get paid to party with all my homies.
Yeah, which is
Literally.
dope. Yeah, and at the end of the day, like bro, like when you mix, you know, something that you enjoy doing and then you get paid for it. It's
Yeah.
like, man, it's when worlds collide, man. That's
No,
it.
literally, best thing.
Yeah, but yeah, I remember like bro, bunch like. Just looking back on my childhood, like even on the playground days, I remember gambling for fucking pencil crayons, bro. Like we weren't playing dice, but we were playing something, bro. I forget, like we were playing some sort of game, and I remember I went there with like 4 pencil crayons, and I came back with like a full pencil case, man. I was lit, like
Yeah.
markers and shit. I was like, bro, I was lit.
Just
And then-
hustling, bro.
Yeah, and then another time, like I was selling Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yep.
And fucking
Pokemon is for me.
yeah, I was selling Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and like some kid wanted my Yu-Gi-Oh card, and he just got some birthday money,
Yeah.
and he gave me like $50 for it, right? I'm like, yo, fuck yeah, right? Like I'm gonna buy a whole deck with this thing, right?
Just
So-
keep flipping it.
Yeah, bro. So I take this $50, and then he goes to the card store, I guess, with the card, and he finds all the cards like, you know, like just worthless, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He spent all his birthday
his
money.
birthday money. So he tells his mom, bro. I went to his birthday too. That's
Yeah.
the worst part. So he tells his mom, yeah, bro. The next day, bro, the principal comes into the room. She's like, yo, there's no selling condoned on the playground. Like, yo, selling is banned. Like, I'm like, yo, I just got selling banned, bro. Like, yo, what?
Like, bro, taking the entrepreneur out of the kid right
Yo.
at the beginning, bro. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So those are the little things that you remember, like
Yeah.
from your childhood, that kind of tells you, like, yo, like,
Always
kind
meant
of,
to
yeah,
hustle.
you're just born as this person, bro. A lot of
Definitely.
people who are business savvy can probably relate to that. Like, you got to be
Facts.
built a certain type of way.
I feel like for me too, like growing up playing, like I was heavy in basketball and soccer. I feel like a lot of like top entrepreneurs or top like people that are just hustling have that athlete's mindset. So like,
Yeah.
especially like when I was really like networking and stuff like that and just trying to build a team when I was doing the whole trading thing,
Yeah.
I found like the athletes were always the ones that just like
Had
yo,
that
had that
competitive
drive.
nature,
Because
bro.
you like
Yeah.
you know what it's like to compete for a game, to like practice as hard as you can for this one tournament that's coming up, and
Yep.
you literally just gotta treat life like that. Like, and once you treat it like it's a game or like it's like every day's a practice for the next game, like that's how you're able to come up.
Yeah, and then that's exactly how I see it too. Is like it's just getting reps up.
Yeah,
No matter
literally.
what your trade is, you got to get the reps up, and like no matter what, there's a shortcut to, even if you get a mentor, there's a shortcut to knowledge and all these things, but there's no shortcut to experience.
Facts.
Yeah, so like you just got to go through that shit. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing that you could skip. Holy shit, was that a car?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
No, facts. So, what do you think, like, going forward? Like, obviously, you've been able to build this shop. Shout out Slish.
Yeah.
You know, we got, this is Regan's shop right here. What are your plans going forward? Obviously, if you guys don't know, we're launching an NFT together where we're going to
Yeah.
bring a lot of entrepreneurs
Together.
and just really change the game when it comes to entrepreneurship and have a network of hustlers
Yeah.
and just put the people first and just have that whole thing going on. But
Yeah.
for you, where do you see like your future going with Swish, with just everything in general?
I honestly like. Damn, that's a tough question. I know like I definitely want to expand on the brands that I've created. I think that my goal for that is trying to like create an everlasting brand that's gonna
Legacy.
continue to thrive even when I'm gone. You know what I mean? So that's definitely something that I'm working on. So that goes for clothing and hair products. So I definitely want to scale those. I was into sneaker flipping stuff.
I feel like every hustler has gone into sneaker flipping, bro. You
know?
have to have.
Yeah, but I don't know. Just I think it's just ever since I had a kid, bro. I just don't feel as like super passionate about the game for sneakers. So I think I'll definitely be swerving away from that after all of this. But we'll see. We'll see about that. But as for the shop, I definitely want to franchise one day.
Nice.
If the
cop
opportunity
one.
is there. Yeah, dude, that'd be
Cop a
sick.
Swish.
Yeah, that'd be sick. So whether it be, I've had 2 shops in the city already, and I just feel like it's not very effective because our city's not so big. It's
I get what
pretty
you mean.
small. Everything's pretty central, like 15-minute drive. You know what I mean? So like,
If you had to go to a different city, where would be like the next city that you'd want to like bring Swish to?
the next city would probably, ideally, like I want to get to the major cities, so it'd be like Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, Calgary, and
Would you ever expand to the States, or are you kind of keeping it Canada?
I think I would. Damn, that just died.
No way.
Yeah.
Approximately 10 hours later.
We're back.
Back. All right. Yeah, but as far as like franchising goes, I think right now, so my first shop when I opened it, I felt like it was more of a project to test myself as a leader. You know what I mean? See if I could actually lead a group of people to actually like success.
It's different just cutting someone than actually having ownership for like because this is every cut that comes through your shop is kind of like
It's
your
represents
responsibility.
you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So 100%. Like I think that's that whole process of like hiring people, working with people, firing people, running a business, accounting, like all these different things. Like there's a lot of skills that like you don't need as a.
Did this just? Nah, we're good.
Yeah, there's a lot of skills that you don't use as a technician. Okay, let me run this all back, bro. Let me run this all back. Because I read a book today,
Yeah.
and it really, like, puts all this into perspective.
All right, let's hear it.
So, like, as an entrepreneur, you actually have 3 personalities.
Okay.
Okay, you have more than that, but, like, to run a business, you need 3 personalities, right? You got entrepreneurship, you got the manager personality, right? So, entrepreneurship's, like, the visionary, creates the plan and, like, the vision, right? The manager, keeps order, needs things to be organized, like, all that. And then you got the technician, right? So the technician is like, he's really good at what he does. He gets shit done. He's good at the craft, right?
Okay,
Working, right? So a lot of barbers, they start their barber business, but they're mainly a technician,
Yeah.
right? See, like a lot of barbers are technicians because they're good at their craft. They're good at cutting hair. They're good at what they do.
Yeah.
Right? So then they're like, oh, the next step is to open a shop, which is it's a myth, man. Like really, like opening a shop isn't for everybody, right? And I learned this the hard way. So like basically, like as a technician, now you open a shop, you're responsible for other people, you're responsible for a business, everything's on you.
It's a completely different craft.
Completely different world, bro.
Yeah.
You don't have these skill sets. You know what I mean? As a technician, bro.
You're
You
just
don't
a
have
one-man shop back
Yeah,
then.
you're just a technician.
Yeah.
These other 2 personalities are required from you.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like to be able to manage people is a completely different ballgame.
Facts.
Like you bring someone into your environment, you're seeing them more than they see their family. You know what I mean? Like
That
to
is
an
true,
extent,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like these people's lives become a part of yours, and you become responsible for them putting food on the table, them growing as an individual, them you know what I mean, like being happy in their work environment. Like all these factors come into play, right? So I think like a lot of barbers do open a shop with the mindset of like, yo, just because I'm great at what I do, I can handle this.
Yeah.
But like quickly they find out like, yo, you really need these other two personalities as well, like to be able to plan ahead, right? Entrepreneurs in the future, the technicians in the present, and then the managers in the past. Try to keep it the same.
Bow. So
game.
for you, when you were coming up, obviously, like made the decision you were just cutting out of the basement. I remember those days, and then you decided to open up your first shop. You said those three personalities. Which one do you feel like you lacked the most, and that you had to like really build on?
Bro, I was a great entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I had the vision. I was a great technician.
The management.
The worst manager.
Okay.
I'm not the worst manager. I was a great guy.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to like
It's different,
being
bro.
strict,
It's different.
running shit like you know, like being a manager, bro.
It's
like,
your business at
like,
that point.
Like how many do you like your managers?
Yeah.
Like working with like do people like managers?
Like, to a certain extent, I feel like
Are
for
they
a healthy.
scared or something of managers or like they
I feel like for a healthy workplace, there has to be that balance where it's
Yeah.
like you're not too close to your not your clients, your employees, but you also have that relatability that like it's not like, oh, you're like
it's a respect thing.
exactly like I used to hate like actually all my managers have been pretty good, but like if you're like just I know for some people that I've heard stories from my homies and stuff like their managers are just on them.
Yeah.
Like they're never gonna even want to listen.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
seeing that from the opposite perspective, like you have to be able to still be able to hold that strictness and be able to run the business, but find that relatability, but not be too close at the same time. Like
100%.
and that's a tough thing, especially
The hardest.
and you have a lot of your family that works for you as well.
Yeah. That's been great actually. Yeah, that's been fine. But as far as like, you know, not getting too close
Yeah.
To the people that you work with and see for the majority of the day,
Yeah.
it's very hard. Like
Yeah.
like you get close no matter what. You know, like
Yeah, at the end of the day,
yeah,
like, it's proximity,
then,
right?
So then the line starts to blur, and it's like that's the hard
Like
part.
the fade.
Yeah,
The
it's
line
just like the
starts to blur.
fade. Yeah, but it's like you gotta really, you really gotta find that balance, and that first experience definitely helped me develop my my managerial personalities
Dope.
that are needed to run a business. So definitely, yeah, like all of this at the end of the day is just for experience. You know what I mean? That's something that like nobody could take away from you. Money comes and goes, but like at the end of the day, I'm gonna know what I know, and been through what I've been through, and that's a lot of value to me. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like there was this one quote that was like I forget it now, but it was basically like 10 years or one day in the workforce or not in the workforce, but in the field is equivalent to like 10 years of just like
living
studying.
or studying.
Like say for example, like if you're like a barber, 10 years of just watching videos is the equivalent of just one day of cutting hair.
Yeah.
Like I can't remember the exact quote, I'm paraphrasing, but something like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, taking action is everything, bro. I think I read somewhere like, who was this? Ideas are shit, but like you know until you take action on them, right? They don't mean anything really. Like anybody could think anything, right? It just really matters of who actually like takes action on things. So that's the main thing. It's taking action, bro.
facts.
Yeah. So yeah, get started, fam. Like whatever you guys are interested in doing, whether you want to be a rapper or this or that, fucking anything, bro. Dancer, chef.
Just start.
Just start. Just start.
Literally.
I said this to Tyson too when we were making our NFT project. I was like, man, like we have a lot of questions right now, but like, bro, I just feel like as we go, things get clear.
Every day.
Yeah, every day. Yeah, every day we wake up with like new ideas that just add on. I'm just like, damn, like this is crazy, you know, like this can go crazy, you know. So like, yeah, just get the vision just gets clear as you keep walking. You don't need to know exactly where you're going, but just keep taking that next step. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Literally.
Yeah. Yeah. As far as that goes, I guess what advice could we give someone who is starting out? They don't have any funds, and you know, how can they start? You know, bringing this like abundance into their life.
Yeah. So what I would say is for someone like, say, if you have no funds, depending on what age you're in, if you're still in school and if you like lack time as well, what I would do is really just first thing that is like literally so crucial that I wish I would have started doing earlier is just read. Like just
Yeah.
read different books from different autobiographies
Yes.
or just like self like improvement books just to get you on that right like mindset.
Yes.
Once you start reading, you'll understand like, okay, this is why these people are so successful is because, and especially when you're trying to start a business or even if you're just trying to come up, like if you are wanting to be a leader, you have to be a reader.
Yeah.
And so
And
that would be
willing
the
to keep learning.
yeah, that would be the first thing that I would say is just start reading different books, like from all different scopes, and then from there figure out like what exactly you like. Obviously, it's gonna be blurry at first, like you said. It's like walking into the ice cream shop; you don't know which flavor you want to try, but just start dabbling in different things, right?
That's it.
For me, I literally searched up on YouTube or on what's it called? I just searched it up. I was like different side hustles to make money. And I would just go through different things. I tried drop shipping. I tried all these different online businesses, and a lot of them failed. But when
Eventually, you find someone one that
exactly. And then I found trading, and it stuck. Right. Obviously, it's been a roller coaster, learning, losing money, but just really sticking through it to really understand the actual skill set. And then once you have the skill set, once you can understand it, then it's just a matter of getting that capital. And
consistently.
how would you go about, like, say, if you have no funds and you figured out, okay, I want to become, let's just say, I want to start trading NFTs. What would be your first step to start building capital in that space, or like just to have some capital so that you can now get into an NFT project, or even like what would be
Okay.
your first step for someone?
Okay, so if I was funless, and let's say I didn't even have any skills that I realized in myself yet, right? I think, yeah, books is a great start. The way I see books is like downloading software. It's like you know what I mean?
Adding more
it's
shit
just
to
some
your
mental
bag.
software because man, it just really like I can't stress this enough. It takes one sentence
Live
to
it.
get you thinking differently. You read this, it just takes one sequence of words in the right places.
That was 50 cents book for me, bro.
Yeah,
As soon
and
as
you-
I read that, I was like, yo.
Yeah, and you read that text, and your whole mind just shatters and rebuilds stronger. And yeah, it's just keep downloading software. So books is a great start. What was the first book you read, bro?
The first book in like the entrepreneurship would be Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah.
That was very good for like understanding financial literacy
Mm-hmm.
and really understanding like the difference between like the different quadrants of how people make money.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can either be an employee, or then you can be self-employed, or you can be a business owner or an investor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just working your way through that. So Rich Dad Poor Dad was the first book that really opened up my eyes to seeing like, yo, there's way more ways to make money,
Mm-hmm.
and like how to get on the other side of the spectrum.
Yeah,
How about you, bro? What
that was
your
my first.
You too?
I'd say like my first business book. I'd say like I read obviously a lot of books, but
Yeah.
like getting into business, yeah, that was my first book too. I remember I was in university for like 2 years, and I hated anything I read in
Yeah.
university, bro. It was just like a dread, bro. Like I just didn't care. Like
Mm-hmm.
like I looked at this information. I'm not like. I don't want to shit on university and say it's
Yeah.
like it's not a good route. It's great, especially if it's something that you need to get to where you need to go.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I was just trying to get to the bag, and I remember being in class just reading all this stuff. I'm like, how is this plant pollinating?
Like how is that gonna help you?
Gonna get me to the bag.
Facts.
I mean, like I just couldn't see how the context and the information that I was taking in was gonna help me get to the goal that I wanted to go to. So I had to readdress that. And once I did that, I started reading books that actually was like pertaining to my life and what I wanted to do, and it was coming from people that have done things that I want to do. So like you literally get to read their experience.
No,
and-
that's
and
one thing I would
take
say.
their cheat codes.
One thing I would say is find a mentor. Like once you figure out like what you want to do, find someone that's done that like and has been successful, and even be like, I just want to learn from you. You don't have to pay me like for the first like 6 months to a year. Just really just get in proximity with that person and try to figure out what are they doing on a daily basis. And I guarantee you, even if you're not getting paid to be their assistant or do whatever, it'll pay off way more.
It's gonna streamline, your learning curve.
Oh, 1000%.
Yeah.
For you, what was the like obviously I mentioned 50 Cent's book, Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter, as being like one of my favorite, if not my favorite book when it comes to just that mindset and understanding like business in general. What do you think would be your like go-to book that you'd suggest to the people?
Obviously, Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you haven't read it, go read it. It's a very easy read, especially if it's your first book that you're getting into.
It's a good introduction.
Yeah, super good intro. If you want to learn more about compound interest, which is extremely important, I'd say The Wealthy Barber.
Yeah.
It has. I don't even think it has anything to do with a barber, like actual like barbering, but like he just really explains.
I haven't even read that. I might have to pick it
you
up.
should pick that up. I have it at my house. But yeah, there's that one, and the book I'm reading right now. If you're a small business owner, or if you plan to open a business, I just started this book today. I'm halfway through, like 100 pages deep, I think, and it's called The E-Myth.
E-Myth.
Yeah, so it's the entrepreneur myth.
Oh.
So basically, like just like how I was explaining earlier, the personalities, why people think that they should get into business, why they shouldn't. What to do about it, why most businesses are failing, how to fix it, things like that. So, as a small business owner, I can tell you from personal experience that this guy knows what the fuck he's writing about.
Yeah.
Because the way that he's presenting this text is like he's lived my life, and it's like, holy
So crazy.
fuck, yo!
So
I was
crazy.
like, I'm reading this shit. I'm like, bro, I'm not the only one.
No,
I'm
literally.
like, yo, like we're good, like there's a way out, So,
Facts.
there's things like that. So yeah, definitely check that book out if you're a business owner. And yeah, if you don't got funds, the first thing you gotta fucking work on, obviously you gotta find a skill set to master.
Yep.
Right. That's the main thing. That's gonna have you add value to yourself in the market, right? And then second thing is mindset.
Yeah.
A lot of people broke is a mindset. You know what I mean? Like being poor is a mindset. Being broke is just like temporary.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
But like, yeah, you gotta really work on your mindset and see that like, money is abundant. Like it's infinitely being printed.
No,
So
literally.
we're blessed. Like.
One thing I would say is obviously in the entrepreneurship like game, there's so many people that push like mindset coaches, mindset this. At the same time, yes, it's 1000% like you need it, but at the same time you just gotta go out there and fucking hustle.
Yeah.
Like you could have the best mindset, you could be doing all of these techniques to manifest and all of that. Yes, that's gonna help you, but you still need to hustle. At the end of the day, you gotta grind and figure out, like Regan said, a skill set that people are willing to pay for, right? So whatever that may be, whatever you find passion in, just do it. And
Yeah.
just obviously get that mindset down, do all the stuff you need to do, but at the same time, just wake up every day and just get to it.
Yeah.
Right.
And the best part is like it's not discriminatory to anything. Like it's like you could be the best window washer, bro.
Yeah.
And you just if you're the best, like
You can make a bag.
Yeah, make a bag. I cut a window washer. And he's telling me like, I think the museum budget to clean the windows, the Human Rights Museum, is like $50K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just one building.
Yeah, like they got a lot mad windows, fam. It's like damn,
Yeah, legit.
that's crazy.
Yeah, so just find a skill, get your mindset right, read some books,
And
just
take
hustle.
action.
Take
Yeah.
action. Get to it.
Take action.
Dope.
Yeah. Oh, one more thing. I wanted to talk about like how was your experience with like like your friends in business and supporting a business.
dope.
Like how was that?
For me, it was
Any stories and stuff.
some stories. For me, obviously, when I first got into it, there was a lot of like of my close friends that were supportive, and there's a lot of them that were just straight hating.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's like, at the end of the day, like you just got to do what you feel is best, because there's gonna be people that obviously your supporters like. Shout out to all my supporters and everybody that continues to support me to this day. And I love you guys. But at the same time, I love the people that hate me. Because that's what pushes me to not only prove them wrong, but to prove myself right. Right? So at the beginning, I feel like I had a pretty good circle around me that a lot of the people were very supportive. But it's just random things that would pop up that would people be talking shit or saying, oh, why are you doing this? Like, why don't you just go to school, get a job? Why don't you just... And it's at the end of the day, they're just reflecting what they feel is the best option. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So like, just do you. And for me, I don't have any specific stories of just like homies or anything like that, but I definitely had to distance myself from some people and just be around more people that are with the vision and also just grinding as well. Because like,
Yeah.
I know it's cliche and a lot of people say it, but like, you are who you surround yourself with, right? If you surround
100%.
yourself with 5 bums, you're going to be the sixth.
Yeah.
You put yourself in a position where you're surrounded by people that are not only like motivating you and like being supportive of you, but also grinding for themselves. That'll motivate you even more than someone like clapping and saying, "Oh,
Yeah.
good job, keep
Yeah.
working." Like
Yeah.
if I see you grinding, that's gonna make me work harder, and that's also just that athlete's mindset of like, I want to be in that 5-10% where it's just the best.
Yeah.
How about you, bro? When you came up barbering, is there any?
Yeah, I remember like, I remember the first time I bought a pair of clippers was like, I think Winners.
Okay.
Right? It was like that little color guard set.
Yeah.
And it didn't have a lever, and I didn't even know what the fuck a lever was, bro. And I remember like just fading, and I just remember my shit wasn't coming out like
Okay,
how I
yeah.
wanted it. And one day like Target was here.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, Target's got some cool shit there. I want to go check it out, right? And I saw this clipper. It was like it was still shitty clipper, but
Yeah.
it was like better than what I had.
Had a lever?
Yeah, it had a lever. It was like $60. And I remember telling my homies, I was like, yo, y'all got to pitch in like $20, bro. I'm gonna give y'all free cuts.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be blessed, right? And so like we all got together. I remember that day, and we just like,
Dope.
yeah,
Dope,
picked
dope,
up this
dope.
pair of clippers, and I remember like I'll never forget that day, bro. Shout out like the homies. It was like Abel and Francis, bro. Like
Dope,
shout
dope.
out my dogs, bro. But yeah, bro. Like back in the day, like that means the world, bro. Like when
Oh,
you
yeah.
look back and you're like, man, like these guys supported you and your vision before it was in fruition.
Bro,
You know what I'm
literally.
saying? Like-
I was like, so for me, when I started DJing, I just, I remember I would just do it in my basement at first, just
Yeah.
like starting to get like the transitions
Yeah,
down, trying to
yeah.
get everything right.
Yeah.
And then I remember like my homie threw a house party, and I asked him, I was like, yo, you don't even have to pay me, just let me come,
Let me spin.
let me spin,
Yeah.
right? And like everybody was like vibing, and I felt good. And then like just kept pushing, and then the next time like he had a party, and he's like, yo, if you come through, like I'll pay you. And I'm like, that was my first paid gig. And I'm like, yo, this is sick.
Yeah.
So then once I did that, I had like shout out to Miguel, shout out to Marco. They put me on, and Admal as well.
Yeah.
Like we started our own night at La Scala,
Yeah.
right? And then that's how I started to gain traction, started to put on some stuff for the city, and then from there, like just got kind of, Ray Boomin brought me under his wing and
Yeah.
was like, yo, come to OV. So from there, it's just been growing. It's just so forever thankful for everyone that just supported me through
Yeah.
that, and also just like gave me tips and just told me like straight up, like, yo, this is what you're doing, this is what you need to work on, and all that type of stuff. So like always thankful for those people and the people that really just push me.
Yeah, bro. The reason I say that is because like in the beginning of any journey, bro, is always the hardest.
Yeah.
Just to get momentum and like just get off the ground, bro. Get your name out there and like all these things. So like those people that were around in the beginning and like really supported you, bro. Like keep that close to heart, bro.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
fuck it. That keeps you grounded, keeps you humbled, man. Because like you never forget those times, man. Like that you've been
Never.
through, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's always good to reflect on. But yeah, that was a great fucking podcast.
Yeah,
I
first
think
episode.
That was pretty dope.
Yeah.
First episode. Yeah.
Welcome to 101.
Yeah.
If you guys have some suggestions or anything that you guys want us to talk about
Yeah.
for a second episode, drop them down below.
Yeah. Next time we're gonna charge our second camera too, so we'll have better angles, but like sound quality is good.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
All right. Peace.
Peace. Jeez. Where's guys in the box?
We're lit.
Yeah.